Dzień dobry, good day, god dag. My name is Stuart Michael Burke, and I am in Poznań, Poland. I used to study here for about 4 years. Today I thought that I would show you some of the areas where I used to live. I spent 3.5 years in an area called Żegrze, and I'm thinking I'm gonna go there today. There's a specific neighborhood called Orła Białego, and I lived in one of the tallest block apartments there. It's an interesting place, it's interesting architecture, there's a lot of history there, and I think that it would be a nice video. So let's go. So I figured that I'm gonna do a little detour. I'm gonna walk all the way. I thought first that I was gonna take the tram, but it's such a beautiful day outside, and I'm gonna walk through some of these neighborhoods and just show how daily life is in Poznań, in the outskirts. Yeah, so basically there's like endless amount of blocks in this area, like block after block after block, as you can see. Yeah, like, I don't know what to say about all those block apartments. I used to live in one of them. For me, they're quite interesting in terms of architecture. I know there's a lot of history behind them in terms of the Soviet era, and most of them were made, as far as I know, in the 70s and 80s. That's the thing about these traffic lights in Poland, is that if the cops catch you on a red light, they're going to give you a fine. I don't know how much it is, probably like 300 or 400 zloty, but they're pretty strict, like they'll catch you. The other thing is that you never know which one you can actually push, or the ones that you can't push. Some of them you can, but other ones you can't. They're automatic. So I am entering Żegrze. Like, I'm not 100% sure about the history here, but apparently Żegrze is part of an old railway station during the late 40s or the start of the 50s. But I'm here now, and as you can see, you've got these block buildings, and they're called Osiedle Stary Żegrze, which means Old Żegrze. So these must be from this era. And where I lived was more the newer part of Żegrze, and these block apartments were more from the 80s and the start of the 90s, basically. So towards the end of the Soviet era, and after Poland gained its independence, they continued constructing these block apartments till around 1993. It's quite fascinating architecture. Like, for me, I know that there is a lot of emotions behind them because they come from a very hard period in Poland. But for me, like, anything connected to the Soviet era is very interesting. So here's some kind of Catholic church. I'm entering Orła Białego, where I used to live. So I had to have like a small break in the shadows because once the sun came out, it became so damn hot. Like summer in Poland is like, you don't mess around, or Poland doesn't mess around. I think it's close to like 28 or something. Right now it's like Thursday afternoon. People are still at work, and it's mostly just like old ladies or elder people, retired people walking around doing their daily shopping. There's a map over here. I'm gonna check it out real quick. I found a map, and I am here. And I just crossed the bridge from Stary Żegrze into Orła Białego. And this 45 is where I used to live. I am gonna need some water. I am dying in this heat, so let's go to the shop. Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry, no właśnie. Takie też tak się narobią przy budowlance.
Nie działa?
Nie mogę nic tutaj wrzucić.
Może być pin?
Nie ma ani
Jak to?
nastąpi, no nie.
Nie? Okej.
Po prostu nie mogę swojej transakcji w ogóle zrobić. Nie.
Działa?
Tak.
Dziękuję bardzo.
Dziękuję.
Do widzenia. There always seems to be some kind of problem with my card here in Poland. Every time I pay for something, I can choose the currency between Norwegian koronas or Polish zloty. And sometimes there's some kind of glitch with the card. What's fascinating in Poland is that every district, every neighborhood, almost every neighborhood has a sign attached to the top of the building, as you can see here, Orła Białego. And also here you see the sign of Osiedle Stary Żegrze. Every district in Poland has like a spot like this in the middle where there's shops, hairdressers. Here it says Dom Kultury na pięterku, which means that there's a cultural house on the first floor. This is the thing about Polish neighborhoods, is you always find these outdoor training gyms like this, and there's no resistance on them. It's like for elder people, basically, you know, or if you have some kind of handicap or something. But a lot of neighborhoods have these. So this is the longest block apartment building in Poznań, as far as I know. The longest one is in Gdansk, I think, the longest apartment complex in the whole country. But this one is not far from the longest one as well. I don't know how many flats there are here, but there's a lot of people living here. Yeah, so basically this is, as far as I know, I might be wrong, but one of the older neighborhoods in Poznań. This is the newer part of Żegrze. We saw the older part, the Stary Żegrze, earlier, but it's still fairly old. These buildings are, like I said, they're from the 80s, and the last developments ended in 1994. So, but this is fascinating. So basically, this block in the middle here is where I used to live, on the 15th floor. There's 16 stories, so pretty much the top. So I'm basically walking outside the block apartment where I used to live, Osiedle Orła Białego 45. As you can see here, a lot of memories here. Let's see if we can actually get inside the building. I remember this elevator being one of the slowest elevators I've ever experienced before. So I'm in the elevator. I actually got in. The door was open, so I'm on my way up to my apartment, my old apartment. This is basically the view that I had every day, living here for 3.5 years. Like, I don't have the keys to the door anymore, but this is the entrance where I lived, pretty much, right here. I'm in the staircase. Yeah, so this is the end of the road. This is the 16th floor. They locked it good so that nobody can go up there. Yeah, so this is pretty much the view that I had from my bedroom and living room window. You can see most of the city. And I lived here for about 3.5 years. Somebody was enjoying some mustard while enjoying the view. So I think this is going to be the end of the video. I'm running really low on batteries, and this is where I spent 3.5 years of my life. There's a lot of memories here, some emotions, and I'm really glad that I could show this video to people out there. Living abroad, living as a foreign student in Poland was really an adventure. It was hard at times, but also, very adventurous. As you can see, it's a very different place in Europe. It's not like the rest of the West, so. But I'm gonna end the video there, so thank you for watching, and bye.